Hi, we're glad you're here with us at the Watercolour Westport Stories podcast. We have this opportunity for you to learn more about Westport, to get introduced to some people who live in the village, whether it's merchants or homeowners in watercolor, and part of the Watercolour Westport Land Ark Homes team. And today, that is our special privilege. We have with us Joe Germann, who is the construction manager and service manager of Watercolour Westport. And he has a unique role in both companioning our home buyers and also overseeing what I think is a miraculous thing of a house that comes out of the ground and all the details are so meticulously looked after. And we're really, really, really lucky to have him as part of our team. And I know you're going to enjoy our conversation today. So welcome, Joe.
Thanks for having me, Wafa.
I'm so glad you're here.
I'm so excited.
I know there are so many things you do that I could go in 100 directions and try and figure out how the magic happens behind the scenes with Land Ark, because every homeowner that we've had sit in that sofa across from me has been so just appreciative and positive about their experience with Land Ark and with the home that they get to live in and this better place that they've discovered. And there's a real beauty to that, and I know that you have a significant part in that, so I'm really grateful that you're here. Maybe you can just start by sharing just a little bit about yourself. I mean, how do you arrive to being where you are today in your career and your training?
Yeah, I've been building homes for probably over 20 years now. Fortunate enough to be working here in Westport for Land Ark Homes at Watercolour. I live close by in Portland, so a short commute down the street, and just love working here. It's an amazing product. I thoroughly enjoy handing these homes over to the new homeowners. Everybody's extremely ecstatic when I give them their keys. It's such a unique product. It's such an efficient product. The net zero ready homes are just absolutely amazing. They're so intricate, but yet standard.
There is a bit of a mystery to that, and I think buyers, we in our efforts of communication, we try to demystify the process and explain the components that make it so unique. And I'm sure that you have a lot of sort of homeowner education to do as a result.
Yes, our orientations or pre-delivery inspections, they're quite extensive. A lot of information. Try not to overwhelm the homeowners with all the information, but they are an intricate home. Yeah,
a beautiful combination of that building science and homeowner experience. To say, yes, I have a heat source, I have a cooling source, I have insulation, I have windows. I've got all the elements of the science that makes a net zero ready home.
Yeah.
But I'd love to take a little bit of a step back just to hear, were your first roles in home construction slinging a hammer, putting together framing, or what did you do?
Not at all. Actually did a bunch of home renovations, worked throughout the homes that I've owned.
Okay.
Worked for a lot of the big builders in Ottawa. Eventually ended up here in Watercolour in Westport.
Okay.
Renovated our cottage, which was in Portland. Moved there during COVID.
Okay.
And I'm fortunate enough to come to Westport to work every day.
It's the dream.
It's not actually work. It's so much fun. I'm just having a blast.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. That's really neat. I know I see you walking around with a smile on your face when I'm on site, so things are going well. What are some of the aspects of the construction process that you oversee, just to help people understand? What does Joe do? How does he fit into the organization?
My past role here was site super, so in charge of making sure all the schedules are being adhered to so that we are providing a quality product. I've since progressed to construction manager, which oversees all of the construction. There's phase 2, phase 3, all site related, all construction related issues.
Okay.
which I oversee, and then consequently the service manager with over 75 homes closed here at Watercolour. The service is starting to build up, so we needed a manager for that.
Sure, to make sure that any concerns are addressed on time and in a thoughtful way. I know the few homeowners that have said, there was something little and I called Joe, my window wouldn't open, and you're there and they've got it figured out, and that is just a peace of mind, because we try to continually keep up a legacy that Land Ark has had and a reputation of being that preferred builder, the one that you can count on, that when you take over the keys, that there's still a team behind you, to help you with any of those things that do come with just, it is a home, and it's going to have, you're going to have little things that come along in the journey. So
having worked for a lot of other big builders in Ottawa, I get the feeling that some of those homeowners felt that as soon as they got their keys, they were left out.
They're on your own. Yeah,
100%.
It's your house. We're
100%.
Out. Yeah.
So I always have that in my mind when I'm dealing with the homeowners, that I don't ever want them to feel like we've abandoned them and that they're, you're stuck out in the cold.
Right.
Everybody has my personal phone number.
Amazing.
They text me. I'm always available, and I try to action any problems that should arise.
Sure. Yeah. Wow. You're making me think more and more just how we can confidently use the language that you're joining the Land Ark family.
100%.
Yeah. That makes me feel really good, and I hope anybody that's watching this podcast would feel that genuine care is following them. If you were to sort of take a step back again into the construction process, what are some of your observations about the way that we are planning this community from the land planning? Because we look out this window now and there's shovels and diggers putting in phase 3 infrastructure. So what are some of the unique planning things that have happened here that would set Watercolour apart from any other neighborhood that you've been part of?
It's quite a huge process, the land development part. And we need to be proactive so that we're not delayed at all.
Okay.
We're rolling on phase 3, and it's quite a process, as you can see.
Yeah.
And it's exciting because everything happens so fast, but it's very intricate and important for the future of Land Ark Homes here in Westport.
Yeah, I know that some of the community design factors in terms of, conserving green space and having walking trails, and even the construction of that Hilltop Park. If you rewind to 2 years ago when we were, launching phase 2, that was a dream and now it's a reality. What were some of the steps involved in getting that park to come to life?
That was quite amazing, that park. And if you haven't had a chance to get to the top of that, to see the views and even just walking the trails to get up there, it's absolutely amazing. Just today, we installed our moose sculpture.
I can see him from the window here.
What
I would
an
love
amazing,
to zoom out there and you could see there's a moose in the woods.
Amazing sculpture.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And more to come, hopefully.
Nice.
But it was a nice little touch. I often bring my dog to work, and
nice.
we enjoy the trails, all the trails that are back there, and just getting up to Hilltop Park or whatever we're going to call it.
Yes.
I think we should have something in the works to name
the park.
Name the park. I just love going up there on the trails. They're so accessible, and the trail systems that are going to be incorporated for everybody to use during construction and throughout the years. It's absolutely amazing. You're going to be able to...
exciting future ahead here.
Lots of trails. And I always say that everybody should live close to nature and close to water. And here in Westport, we have both. Like, you can walk, 500 meters and you're in the woods. and it's nice and quiet. The wilderness, the deer, the birds, it's just amazing, breathtaking.
Yeah, it's life-giving, you know, and the tranquility of it too is really just a gift, to be enjoyed. Do you feel that the construction of that park was just enhancing an existing natural feature, or do you because when I look at that park, I didn't see it there the first time. So do you know what, when we were first building phase 1 and looking at the land and the topography, and now it's come to life? So.
100%. It was kind of hidden.
Okay.
A lot of work went into that.
Yes.
And the views when you're on the top, Stephen Rolston, he had an amazing vision, and it's gorgeous up there.
Nice.
I absolutely love it. But you're right. When we were in phase 1, it was just kind of there, and then we created a hilltop park.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
Yeah. Sort of thinking about the design of the homes and adding to the village of Westport. You live in the area. You know some of the surrounding communities too really well. How do you feel about the integration of watercolor into the village of Westport?
To be honest, it was a slow start. People definitely have come around. Okay. We get compliments on a daily basis of the way our homes look. I played old timers hockey. Oh, nice. in Westport, so I hear a lot of the chatter in the dressing rooms, and everybody's just super pleased with the product that we're providing to the homeowners and Westport.
That's really encouraging. And just for our viewers, old timer hockey must be 40 plus, because you're out there.
It's a little higher than that.
That's fun. Yeah. That's really nice to hear, though, because so much effort was put into allowing sort of the unique exteriors of the homes and all the details to right down to the house number plaques, or the choice of colors of the front doors, and different things that I'm sure you've been intricately involved in to making those come to life. Yeah. What is there to do beyond Westport, since you live in the area? Because we coined the phrase, the greater Westport area. We've copied that from Mayor Robin, and I'm wondering what your experience has been.
To be totally honest with you, my family we were a little afraid to fully commit to country living.
Yeah, you moved from the city in COVID, you come to a house that's in a more remote rural area.
100%. Right. We lived in Barrhaven, very busy, very populated. Mm-hmm. And it was a concern of ours to move out into the country. Yeah. Where would we get our groceries? Doctor, dentist, everything, banking. Sure. But we made it work. But it wasn't that bad at all. It wasn't bad at all. We do a lot of our grocery shopping in Smiths Falls. Brockville is very close. Special treat, go to Perth. Nice. I work in Westport, so we have all the essentials here. Mm-hmm. But we have everything here. It might be a short drive, but it's manageable. Definitely. Yeah. It's glorious. And we were a little bit afraid of the winters, but we try to get out into nature and still do our walks and take the dog for a walk and snowshoe. Nice. There's so many trails and lookouts, and it's just there's so much to do. You'd be surprised at everything that there is to do. Yeah. Are you on the water in the summer at all? Yes. Yeah. Do you like to go fishing, or what do you do? Yep, fishing, nice. Just boating. We try to go water skiing at least once a year. That's I tried awesome. Wake surfing for the first time last year, which was absolutely amazing. I highly recommend it. Good for you. Low impact. Okay. I highly recommend that. Okay, that's awesome. I've heard it's a little bit like it can be mastered. It looks hard,
but people tell me, no, you'll get the hang of it.
100%. I find it's probably the easiest of all the water sports.
Okay.
Wakeboarding, you're going a little too fast for my liking. Water skiing, you're definitely going
very fast.
Very fast compared to the wake surfing.
Okay.
But yeah, it's
nice.
Like low impact, nice and easy.
And you play hockey too, so that's fun for the winter.
Yep.
Yeah. On the construction side, what are some of the things that you've seen in the process of building the homes in relation to the relationship that Land Ark has with their trades? We've heard from homeowners that they are dealing with the next generation sometimes. You know, these people, their parents dealt with Land Ark Homes, and now a trade that has been with Land Ark that long. Can you speak to that at all?
I have had few people come in and it's like, I own a Land Ark home right now, and we're interested in, moving out to Westport. So I have heard that a few times, and word's getting out there that we're creating a quality, non-obsolete product out here. And I think that's very, very important to mention, is that our houses are not obsolete. Everybody else is, if you're not doing a net zero ready house, is creating an obsolete house. And that's not what we're all about here. We're all about being a step above and a step ahead of everybody and producing a quality product.
I think a lot of home buyers don't know that when they walk in to buy that brand new house from whatever builder it happens to be. They feel like they're buying the latest and greatest, but it sadly really isn't.
Yeah. And I would encourage everybody to come out. Any one of us would gladly walk you through the process on all the, not even upgrades, just the items that we do to create a net zero ready home.
I can see a very unique opportunity there. We're going to start doing construction tours with Joe.
100%.
Right? Because we don't know what goes, the drywall, you walk through here, you think, oh, there's just a wall, but you know what's behind that.
Yes. Yeah. And we do a lot of special things in our home.
Oh, okay.
Which I can review.
Yeah, like what?
Starting from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Net zero ready home.
Yes.
The trusses are engineered to accept the solar panels. So no further engineering needs to be done because it's already been done.
Okay. To me, as a novice person, I would say that means they can take more weight.
100%.
Is that one 100%. Of the, okay, so
yes.
They can take the load of the panels on the roof and you're ready to go. Okay.
And then we put conduits from the utility room up into the attic so you can run your wires from the solar panels.
Okay.
It's a lot easier to do it during construction than it is to
fish
cut
the
holes
wires
in your
through
wall,
after.
fish holes in your walls.
Right.
Extra insulation throughout the house. A key part is having an airtight house. So you're not getting the air loss and the heat and cooling loss. Everybody needs to remember about heating and cooling because climates are changing and your air conditioning load is probably equal to your heat load. So you have to think about your heating and cooling loss.
Yeah.
So all our homes are almost 100% airtight at framing stage.
That's amazing.
We do this process called aero barrier.
Okay. And
we pressurize the house with tiny particles which find every minute hole in the house at framing stage. So at framing stage, the house is almost 100% airtight, very close to airtight. It's very, very important. You're not getting that heat loss throughout your home. Added insulation, like I mentioned before, spray foam underneath our basement slabs and up our concrete walls.
Okay.
So you're not getting that thermal break. It's almost like you have a heated floor because your body heat isn't going through your concrete floor into the ground. You're insulated. You have that thermal break, so you're not losing that body heat.
Okay.
And your feet, actually, I mentioned to all the homeowners when I'm walking through the homes, because we're in our bare feet, it's like, are your feet warm right now? And they're like, yeah, my feet are a little warm right now. and it's because of the spray foam.
Okay. And in the summer, does the basement get cooler or no?
No, it
stays an even temperature.
Yep.
Because that's often an issue. And like you said, we are air conditioning our homes more. It's, May to middle of September now, where it used to be just July and August.
Yep.
So that sense that the basement is too cold almost can happen, right? But that doesn't happen here.
No.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And then windows. We have these gorgeous,
and
large...
triple pane windows.
Like, there's so many panes of glass in our windows.
Triple pane windows.
Yeah.
A triple pane window, you're not going to want to shy away from the windows like in the winter time. Mm-hmm. You're not going to notice much of a temperature change compared to a dual pane.
Would these be standard anywhere else in another builder?
Not typically.
Not likely. Okay. And the mechanics of the airflow in the home, I know we talk about how much healthier the indoor air is because we are spending more time with the windows closed and controlling the environment of the house. What are those systems like? So
our ERVs brings in fresh air and gets rid of our bad air. Like right now, us talking, we're creating bad air. We need to exchange the air. Okay. Our heating system, all electric. They're designed to wash the room with air. Because our houses are so airtight, we typically have our heat runs in the walls. Mm-hmm. A typical house, you would put your heat runs where you're going to have your heat loss, typically at windows, patio doors.
Yes.
All of our bungalows, we don't have any floor grates. We do have a few on our loft and our two-story
homes,
product.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But other than that, you can put your furniture wherever you like.
But that's all an engineered process, right? It's not just that you're choosing to put them there. There's a purposeful movement of air, right? That I think, from what I've heard from Gord Cook and Building Knowledge, that it's all balanced so that the system all works together.
Yep. HVAC design that tells us where to put our heat runs and how they're going to act and how many heat runs we need to put in our homes.
Yeah. What I love about the system from a homeowner point of view and just keeping that healthier, cleaner air in the house is you don't have that ductwork that builds up the dust and the mold and the things, and you're getting your ducts cleaned because of that. And then you also don't have to think about, the emissions of the fossil fuels that are burning in your house that are affecting the air quality of what you're breathing.
Absolutely. It's quite liberating to not be dealing with propane or natural gas in our homes, knowing that it's all electric.
And when the solar panels go on, for the homes that we've done that for, when we've built them for our model homes, I know when in the other cases the homeowners are managing the process with Blue Water Energy. But what's been your experience in the implementation of those solar panels in the model homes where we've built them?
The solar in our model homes?
Like just heating, cooling, managing the system, seeing how the energy is used within the home.
It's really exciting to see the solar that we do put in our model homes with the Savant system, the battery backup. If the power goes out, it's seamless. The lights don't even flicker.
Amazing.
You can see what the draw is on each circuit, what energy we're generating on a second by second time.
Wow.
It's really exciting to see. Like, have you seen it in our current?
I have only seen you demonstrated on videos in the past, but I have not seen it in the current model home.
It's amazing. You should go take a peek.
Take a tour. Okay. Do you think that from a backup point of view, are there homeowners that choose to just have a battery wall and not have the solar?
I don't think we have anybody who's just gone with the battery.
Just in terms of, like, instead of having a generator, you would store, power in the battery wall that then could kick in should there be an interruption in the electricity supply to the home.
Yeah.
No, that hasn't been a thing. Okay, interesting. No. But I do know from other people telling me that the heat loss and heat gain is so minimal over time that even with service interruptions, people feel very comfortable in their home.
It's funny you mentioned that. We did a test in phase 1. It was minus 26 out, and we had a model home or a spec house.
Yes.
And at 5 o'clock, we shut the furnace off, and came back the next day at 10 o'clock in the morning. So no furnace on, minus 26 out.
Yeah. And
it had dropped 2 degrees in that house.
Wow.
So when you have numbers like that, it's like if the power goes out for a couple of days, you're going to want to, take care of your fridge, but you know that
you're okay. You're not freezing,
yeah,
and your house is
okay.
not freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. 2 degrees in over 12 hours
yes.
at minus 26.
Yes.
That's a compelling story.
Yes.
Yeah. We also build homes that are attached. And I would love to talk about those homes because I know you've done some other tests, because people are concerned sometimes that they're going to buy a home that's attached to a neighbor. Am I going to hear things? Am I going to smell their cooking? Am I going to feel the sound of them moving their furniture across the floor? I'd love you to kind of just share a little bit about the construction process of those homes.
So that was not a concern, but definitely an item that we wanted to address. So I'd like to say that we go over and above with our construction of our attached product. Okay. We treat each unit as its own individual unit. When I say that, I mean,
what does that mean?
When we spray foam, we spray foam the entire concrete wall, including the party wall in between the 2 units.
Okay. And
again, below the slab. So you're still getting that thermal break and radon protection as well.
Oh.
And I can go into that.
Yeah, we will. 'Cause that's a hot topic too. People want to know about radon
absolutely.
in their homes. So party wall not meaning that you're having a party, but party wall meaning that you share that wall with your neighbor.
The joined wall.
Okay.
I think we're the only builders that do the entire basement in each unit. We also go over and above with 2 2x6 walls on the party wall, on the joining walls.
Yes.
On the main floor. We also put insulation. We have a 1-inch air gap in between the 2 walls. And then we have 2 layers of 5/8 drywall in between. So that really helps out with our sound penetration, sound transfer in between the units. And again, we've done tests where we had sound meters. We had people screaming in one unit, dogs barking.
I think you can find that on our YouTube channel, but I'm going to have to make sure we bookmark that somewhere.
100%.
But yeah, that's neat to hear and not hear anything in the adjacent unit.
Right.
It's kind of shocking actually, because every homeowner experience would tell you that would not happen. You're going to hear something. Yeah.
And again, going back to the airtightness of each unit, we do that aero barrier on each unit individually. Okay. Whereas other builders, they might do the entire building, not separating the 2 units or the 3 units.
Okay.
So we treat each unit as its own individual unit.
Wow. Which
would help for smells and sound and
right.
So
and the vibration sounds of the of the floor, joists, feeling that they're connected, and you're going to feel the neighbor. That's not going to happen.
Right.
Amazing. Do you think that those attention to details contribute to, I know they contribute to the quality of life of the person that lives in the home, but do they contribute to the longevity too? Sometimes you see deterioration in homes over time that seem disproportionate. You think, that's not that old a house, and it needs XYZ renovation. How do you think some of the construction processes contribute to the greater longevity of our homes?
The materials that we use in our homes, we like to think that these homes are going to be here for hundreds of years.
I hesitate speaking those words, but I've heard that too, just saying, hundreds of years, not decades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you have an airtight home that water is not penetrating the materials and deteriorating the materials, there's no reason why that house should deteriorate. And that's our main focus, not having deterioration or infiltration of water, namely.
But the materials from the outside in though too, with the concrete fiber hardy board. Yeah. How much longer of a life does that have than a traditional siding on a house, aluminum or whatever?
It's like a very substantial material that we're using in our hardy board. Less apt to deteriorate or degrade.
Okay.
You would expect that to last the 100 years.
Amazing. Amazing. And equally aesthetically beautiful, in fact, more.
Gorgeous. It's amazing. Amazing product.
The colors are dyed through so that you don't have, if you get a little nick or whatever, you don't see a little nick in your wall if your child decides to take their, I don't know what toy and throw it at the wall.
I've heard some stories. So. Yes.
And then from a site point of view, I know that Land Ark also invests quite a bit in the additional landscaping and finishing the streetscapes. You drive down any one of our streets and there's a continuity and beauty that just is overwhelming, actually.
Yes.
I'm curious to hear your perspective on front and rear yards and side yards. And
it's funny you mention this because whenever I'm walking potential home buyers through the homes, I keep on saying, well, that's standard, that's standard, that's standard. And it's just like we didn't spare any expense, really. All the armor stone on the fronts of the houses, it's all standard. Like most other builders, you're paying a premium for that, or you're getting just 2 concrete slabs off your front porch.
Right.
That's it. But you drive down our streets and it's all standard.
Yeah. There's a beauty and peace of mind of that too as a home buyer, because if you did upgrade it and your 3 neighbors don't and 1 other does, there's that sense just of community and streetscaping that I think has been very intentional and does give just a different feel to the community. We've also added those living fences with the layers of privacy of trees. How many trees are we putting on lots these days?
We put close to 4 or 5 trees.
Wow, for every home.
For every home. All the other builders, I think you have 1 on your front lawn if it's acceptable. So we really take our landscaping to the extreme.
To the next level. Yeah. It's one of those things that it's not only visually appealing, it provides privacy, it provides shade. There are lots of aspects of just the landscaping plans that contribute to the experience of living in the homes and then just enjoying the neighborhood and going for walks and doing things and peeking down those side yards and seeing all those trees just sprouting up over the top of the fence lines. It's just beautiful. Yeah. If you were to think about some of the obstacles that you've faced in homeowner education when it comes to living in a net zero ready home, and maybe some of the service issues that you've confronted, I would be curious to know what advice you'd give to someone who's considering moving into these homes about the operational side.
I think that anybody who's interested or curious about a net zero ready home should definitely come out here and visit. We can go through the homes and talk about all the aspects. Like you mentioned, they're intricate, but they're simple. We keep on saying, get your house comfortable and enjoy it. You don't have to really worry about anything. Just get in your house and be comfortable. Enjoy it. Enjoy the efficiency of your house.
I know I've heard Kevin say sometimes the set it and forget it routine, just that you don't have to be constantly tinkering with any aspect of the operation of the house. It'll take care of you in a way.
It's so efficient that it's really no benefit for you to be messing with your settings, especially on your furnace. Just get your house comfortable and enjoy it.
Wow, that's awesome. One last sort of just idea that I'm curious to explore, and that is the construction side from your communication standpoint of view, because we have 2 streams of how people end up living in a Land Ark home here in Watercolour. And one is that move-in ready home where it's all the selections have been made, they walk in, love it, and start living it. And then the other process where they pick the lot, pick the floor plan, and pick the finishes and watch the home come to life. Obviously with the one side, it's very straightforward. Their interaction with you will only be at the time of closing and figuring out how to live in their home. The other one is very different, and I'm sure you have communications with the homeowners and with the design team. Can you just give us a little bit of insight as to how that happens?
We have an amazing design group that will get the ball rolling and make amazing suggestions.
Okay.
I typically get the list of the choices that the homeowners have chosen.
Right.
And it's up to me to make sure those dreams come true and the house is built and built correctly.
What are some of the modifications that you've seen come to life in terms of either accessibility or design changes, or like, can you maybe just speak to some of the range of things that we are able to manage with you being responsible to implement the dream?
When you mention accessibility,
yes,
we have made some of our homes more accessible.
Okay.
If anybody has any ideas or thoughts or concerns that they would like to bring forward, we're always open for suggestions, and we are available to make some accommodations.
Okay.
So I would encourage everybody, even if they think it be possible or not possible, it doesn't hurt to ask. And we're definitely not your typical builder where everything's set in stone. Yeah. I know the team is probably not going to like me saying this, but we have made accommodations, and we'd be definitely willing to accommodate.
And then how do you communicate through the process? I think I saw a demonstration at one point of a tool that you use in terms of co-construct, I think it was called, that you use to communicate with homeowners or at least give updates. How often can they expect to hear from you?
I'm an open book.
Well, you said earlier everyone has your cell phone
and I'm
number.
always
so,
available.
Yes, so there's lots of communication that happens.
Yeah. So a big thing with us here at Land Ark is communication, of course. If things aren't clear or there's any questions throughout the process, we're pretty much always available. Yeah.
There's just not a veil of mystery that I asked for this and I never hear back, or I wanted to have, a design change and I don't know if it's going to actually come to life, or they walk through and see something, maybe they have a walkthrough during the process. So how often during the process would a new home buyer be able to access the home?
We're pretty open to allowing the home buyers to come to site. We do have scheduled frame walks.
Okay.
At framing stage, typically right around when the electricians have been through your house. We think it's a good time to potentially make some changes. I always ask the homeowners if they have a hutch or a piece of furniture that would offset their dining room table.
Smart.
So it's a lot easier to move the light over to accommodate them. That example always comes to mind. So we think it's important to have a walkthrough, especially at electrical.
Okay.
Go through lighting, make sure everything's going to work for the homeowner.
Sure.
And then they get to see their house before it gets insulated, and I can go through the process, especially even on the attached product. I can go through the actual party wall so that they can actually see what's happening in between the units. Any
unique sort of materials that have been introduced? Have homeowners made selections that you've been working with that, make their home what they want it to be?
I think a big one is wood stove.
A wood stove?
A wood stove with a stone fireplace. We've had that in a couple instances and they were absolutely gorgeous. Like to see one of our homes with an actual wood stove in it, it was breathtaking. So,
wow, neat. Lots of really good stories I'm sure you have to share.
Getting back to the radon.
Yes, we should talk about that. Thank you.
So we had a radon expert in, and radon's very lot specific. You could have a lot with no radon whatsoever. You could have a lot with radon. It's not really conducive to this area, but we go above and beyond to mitigate that or to make it not an issue. So the radon expert, he came in, and as soon as he found out that we were spray foaming our entire under the slab and up the concrete walls, we have no penetrations into the ground underneath. So we don't have to be worried about any radon penetration whatsoever in our homes. If we do happen to have any infiltration of radon into our homes, we're proactive when we put a radon pipe in through the slab and underneath the slab.
Okay.
If radon is identified, it would simply be vented up and out the rim board with a fan,
Okay.
which would get rid of all those gases.
And we measure for that in every home?
We offer radon test kits.
Okay.
And they recommend you test in the winter months, but we have all that available to any homeowners that would like that.
Amazing. Well, it sounds to me like from, tip to toe, we are doing everything we possibly can to give people the best possible home and the best possible experience in purchasing the home and the peace of mind that all of that brings to life. And thank you so much, Joe, for your part in all of that. And it's just great to hear that you're so happy to come every day and you're living the dream here in Westport. So it's really, really wonderful. So thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to be with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Really appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for joining us today on the Watercolour Westport Stories podcast. And you can find episodes of us on all your favorite channels, YouTube and Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And like, follow, and share, and tell people about the wonderful experiences that can be had here in Westport. Next time we're together, we'll probably be chatting with a homeowner who will give you their own personal story. And it's really part of our desire with this podcast is to create community. So thanks again.